introduce you to my 1979 MGB GT all the way from Scotland. Even the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the road. So I'm going to tell you why I've got this and what the plan is for this. So I bought this car in 2018 and I immediately got to work. I was repairing the fenders, I've taken out all the rust and I've welded new panels back on. Well, I moved to the US 3.5 years ago, so this means this car has been untouched for 3.5 years. It's been in a storage container, no work has been done, and well, it still runs. Just wait all this time to ship the car across. Well, the world got turned upside down. I couldn't get back across there and I was paying for some storage, so I thought, you know what, let's leave it there. It won't do any harm. And it didn't, apart from the fact it did start when I went to get it shipped. Because it was shipping via a roll-on, roll-off container ship, it had to start on its own, so we had to get it over to a garage and they fixed it. No problem at all. It took me a couple of days just to stick a fuel pump. And so these lower quarters were replaced when I first got it, and obviously I didn't quite get the chance to finish them off before I had to travel, so I've got to finish this off, get this fillered, get this nice and smooth, and we should be ready for paint. The front is a little bit different. I did get this painted, and the only reason that this looks so rough, I had to get some paint on here before I left, just so that there was no rust coming up. We did get a little bit here, but this was bare metal for the most part after I had done some repair patches on this. Now, if you know MGs, you might say, well, this is a less desirable model because it's got the rubber bumpers on it and it is the hard top. Well, I quite like this, and you know what? I don't think it looks too bad, and those rubber bumpers will not be staying, so you'll never know by the time I'm finished with it. Under the hood, we have a 1.8 litre, and we've got twin carbs over there. We do have a new radiator on here because it did spring a leak as I was about to leave for the port, so we got that replaced. Overall, very straightforward, easy to work on, and this runs great. We haven't picked out a colour for the car yet, but I do have the original build details, and it was actually fab yellow. We're not going to put it back to yellow, but we'll be picking something in the near future. I think a dark grey, maybe Nardo colour will do really nicely on this. For the car being so small, there's surprisingly a lot of room inside, especially for the passenger. Sitting here, plenty of space. There are back seats, but you don't want to sit back there. Of course, the steering wheel is on the right, not a problem, I can figure that part out. We've got a 4-speed manual with overdrive. Does get down the road fairly well. We don't have much else going on in here. We do have some air, not AC. We have a radio, but it's aftermarket and not sure how well that works. But overall, very comfortable interior. We will be upgrading these covers to something probably vinyl and doing a little bit on the interior, but that's all to come. It's perfectly drivable the way it is. I just need to get it registered, as it's not registered yet, as the paperwork's not arrived. Now, why did I ship it here? Well, I live in the US now, and this car was in the UK, and I wanted to enjoy my car. I looked around to see if I could buy an MG in this condition, and I couldn't find one, so I decided to ship it across. And like shipping a car from the UK to the US, well, it's really easy. You just need to get yourself a good broker and have a mechanic on the other side of the pond, because you never know what you might need to get done. I was there, but unfortunately I couldn't fix it when I was there. I had a lot of other things to take care of while I was visiting the homeland for the first time in 3 years, so the car had to be neglected a little bit, but I got a good mechanic through a friend and they were able to take care of the fuel pump issue, and the car was ready to go. They also held on to the car for a couple of extra weeks till the shipping date was confirmed. Then all you need to do is sit back, wait on your car coming. Customs will get in touch with you and the car will be delivered to your door if you so wish. I could have went down and picked it up, but you know what, for a couple of extra $100, I got it dropped off to the house. So if you are looking at getting a car, or you have got a car in a different country, consider shipping it. It's actually not a massive undertaking. Just make sure that your registration documents in the country the car is shipping from are accurate. So one of the first things we've got to do is finish off the bodywork, just smooth everything out, give it a sand and get it in for a good paint all over. Something that I'm going to be ordering relatively soon will be new wheels. I want to get these replaced, and we'll probably be upgrading this exhaust as well. It's not standard. I think it sounds a little bit tingy for me, and we'll get that replaced. Something that I'm going to be doing very early on is replacing these bumpers. I want to get these rubber bumpers off and make it look a little bit more sleek. Probably going to have to do some body work, so I'm going to want to do that before I get the car painted. Go take this back one off, and this front one.